Here. Holy heck. So I'm still waiting for it to go live. Here we go. Never fails. The one time I almost jumped the gun. Sometimes they just, Zoom will just restart everything. Okay, here we go. We're ready now. Good morning. I know some folks are connecting to audio, so I'm going to repeat myself. I'm just waiting for all the connections to, or at least the majority, to look like they've been made. Good morning. I'm Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to the Temple Municipal Court, and thank you for the waves and friendly faces. I know most people didn't wake up thinking I'd like to be in court today, but I will try to give you some information that will help make this go more smoothly for you and help you know your options. And so I'll walk through a few details. I also want to encourage you, if you have not yet done so, to go ahead and name yourself. You can do that by going to the top corner of your square. And when you land on that square, there'll be 3 little dots. And when you click the 3 little dots, it will actually, you can drop down and rename. I'd like your legal name. It's going to make things move more quickly for you. It will help me identify you and make sure that when staff, we're all working on this side over here, and we want to pull the correct file. So if you haven't done that now, folks on the telephone probably can't do that, and that's okay. I'll work with you. But if you're on the phone, it would be best if you would go ahead and listen when I call out your phone number, and maybe we can get you identified so that I can get your file pulled. Otherwise, we're just looking at it just taking longer. And I know that you'd all like to get back to the things that you would rather do. So I'm Judge Person, and it does look like I have connection with most people. And what I'd like to do is just give you some basic information. The first thing is that, don't send it as a chat to me. If you should be able to see your name on the screen, like mine says Judge Person in the left corner. And then what you want is for that to have your name. And so if you would go up to your screen and just go to the top right corner, and there should be a way to name yourself. And I'm working on just developing a tutorial for that. If you can't figure it out, it's okay. We'll get it solved. So don't worry about it, okay? Oh, I see Crypto World United is Leon Salazar. So that's very helpful, actually. Because I saw you come in and I wondered who that was. And so great, thank you. And so that is actually helping. Okay, so this is a Class C court, and what that means is that the cases that are filed here are Class C offenses, and they result in the imposition of fines and costs. They normally don't result in jail time. It's very rare that if they are stay on mute so we don't do that. But this is a big meeting today. It's probably one of the biggest ones we've had in a while. The good news is I previewed all the files, so that'll help. But anyway, just getting back to it, normally people don't go to jail for a Class C offense. Now, that's not to say that warrants are impossible, because actually, if you miss your court date, you get a warrant. And so I want to really highlight that, because whatever else happens today, these are deadlines. Court dates are deadlines. And often we can do something early, but once you pass a deadline, you waive certain options that you have, and you can waive your rights in some cases, certain rights that you might have. For example, I want to tell you that there are 3 options for pleading. Okay, so when you get that ticket, when you're given a ticket or you're sent a summons in the mail, those are all methods that we have to accuse someone. That's what a ticket is. It's a summon. It's an accusation. And when you give a plea, you're giving your answer or your response to that accusation. And there are 3 options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, if you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this. You're admitting that offense. If you enter a plea of no contest, You're not admitting or denying it. Guilty means I did it, and no contest means I'm not going to say yes or no, but I want to move forward with my case today in sentencing. If you plead not guilty, you're just maintaining that innocence that the law presumes, ultimately asking for a trial. And we do have a pretrial docket today, and that docket today is about to begin. And I'll actually create a breakout room for folks who are on the pretrial docket here shortly. And you'll get an invitation to go to that meeting here in a minute. So what I want to tell you is if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to move forward with sentencing. If you already have a plea, I'm just going to address the case as it is. If you plead not guilty, we need to schedule a pretrial. There's an online pretrial, like I said, meeting today, and there's a live pretrial for cases that are still on the docket after the pretrial, the first pretrial that's in the convenience of Zoom, and we meet here in the courtroom. So there's a two-part setting to that. Sometimes those get canceled if the case is resolved, but if the case is not resolved, then we're able to come to court and start gearing that case up to trial. Okay, and we are having trials depending on conditions. We have to respond to those conditions, but we will eventually get to each one. So if you're pleading guilty or no contest, we're moving forward. And in summary, if you're pleading not guilty, we're moving that onto a pretrial docket because that's what the Constitution says. And actually, you have the same constitutional rights here that you would in any type of proceeding where you're accused of an offense. Okay, so we have to walk through that, and people sometimes say, "Do I have to go to all those steps?" And the answer is yes. It's a constitutional mandate that we walk through those steps. Okay, now guilty or no contest. Normally, you're found guilty, it goes on your record, you pay the fines and costs. Let me back up and tell you the exceptions because that's how law works. There's a general rule, then there's an exception. So the general rule is found guilty. There's still 4 ways to gain a dismissal. And I'm going to tell you what those are and how they work briefly. And then I will work through how they get applied to each case for each person's case. And that's when you can ask questions too. Okay. And then the pay of fines and costs, I look at your finances and make adjustments depending on people's circumstances. And the judge does that, okay? So we look at both of those things. How are we finding the person? How are we executing the final order in the case? And then there's going to be deadlines and things for that. Unless you're paying it today and you finish everything today, then we're usually looking at steps, okay? So remember those steps are going to have dates on them. Okay, so just real quickly, the dismissal options are driver safety course options, compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. So compliance dismissals are things that can be brought up to date and dismissed, where the law says that we can do that. So there has to be an exception in the law that's specific. There'll be details that have to be followed. I'm not going to go through all the details right now. It's overwhelming, but we do it every day here. And so I know what I'm looking for. You are welcome to ask questions, okay? But I'm just going to walk you through those because the law says that we make it available. So I'll walk you through those dismissals. A good example would be you're pulled over because you have a headlight out. You're ticketed for having a headlight out. You fix the headlight. You bring the proof of that to court on time. You pay a $10 fee and get it dismissed instead of a $180+ ticket, okay? So most people want to save that money, and I assume that, and I look for those dismissal options on that category because the law says the judge should do that, basically. A moving violation can't be dismissed for compliance, but a moving violation can be dismissed where a person takes a driver safety course and gets their driving record turned in and gets their case dismissed. There are pre-qualifications. Then you have to do the process properly and on time, and we dismiss at that point. You save some money. So one thing about money and one thing about court costs and fines that I think, well, for me as an attorney, it was always really helpful to know this. One of the things that is really important to understand is the court costs and fines and how they come about. So when I give you a number, like I say the ticket is $265. So part of that is a court cost and part of that is a fine. And the court costs are set by the Texas legislature. and the fine is set by the judge. Okay. I can't waive or control those court costs. They are state law. The fine, I have some discretion over under certain circumstances. In the driver safety course option, you pay the court cost. The fine goes on hold. You get your course turned in and your driving record turned in. Your ticket gets dismissed and the fine gets waived and the ticket goes off your record. It is the least expensive way to get a moving violation off your record. Okay, so just know that if you are, and I will also be looking to see if you're qualified for that program. And I'll let you know, or you can ask me if you think I missed a step. That's perfectly fine. I'll let you ask questions when it's your case, okay? But just keep in mind, that is the least expensive way. You don't have to admit guilt. You can plead guilty or no contest and still be qualified to be in that program. So that's our second way to gain a dismissal. The third is what is called a deferred disposition. That is a written agreement between you and the court. In that written agreement, it's written down the things you need to do to gain a dismissal. Okay. And if you fulfill the things that are checked off on your list to do, then you get a dismissal. Okay. Here's the trick though. Class C courts have an exception under the law. So if you've ever watched a proceeding in a higher level court, you wouldn't have seen this happen. You can get a deferred disposition directly from the judge. You may also ask the prosecutor, but you don't have to get on the docket for the prosecutor. And in a higher level court, you would have to in all cases. In this court, there are a small handful of cases where we need the prosecutor involved. If that's you, I'll let you know. But just assume that you can ask the judge for a deferred disposition. Now, what is a deferred? As I said, a written agreement toward a dismissal, okay? And if you do the things you agree to do up front, you gain that dismissal. We have to sort out fines and costs. I have to grant the request. We have to figure out, as I said, fines and costs and whether there is a class due or some sort of record or documentation that we need. And those become part of your order. Then we put that in place, we get your signature, and we move forward, okay? How do you get a deferred disposition in a Class C court? How do you ask the judge? It's very simple. Guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred. It's that simple, okay? And people can get really hung up, like, what's the best way to ask? And what are the magic words? And they're really not magic. It's just make the request. I'd like a deferred, okay? Let me know if you have questions about that. I am supposed to assume that you knew that before you logged in today, and that if you don't ask, you don't want to do that, okay? So if you're not requesting it, I'm thinking you don't want to do that, all right? So if you remember nothing else, deferred requests, okay, or by request. You have to drive that train, whereas the other two, I'm looking for it with you, okay? And then the fourth thing would be teen court. I'm pointing to my teen court sign. We have a Temple teen court, and that's for students in the high school level or below, or if you're heading to a high school diploma, like a GED, even if you're homeschooled, okay? And I assume you want teen court if you qualify, if you're a student, because it is the least expensive option for young persons to take responsibility for themselves. And the recidivism, the recurrence rate that we have here at the court is much, much lower for people who take responsibility for themselves and don't just rely on a parent to come in and deal with it for them, which you actually can't do if you're a parent. You have to be here if they're underage, which is under 17, but they must take responsibility if we're going to do a corrective. And in a criminal offense, that means their criminal record. And in a driving offense, that means the safety issue. And young people in Texas die at a higher rate than any other state, not because we have more people, okay? When they adjust all the how many people there are, you know, what we call a pro rata distribution, we're number one, and it's not a good number one. So the best way to handle that, when you get a ticket, you move into the top bracket for death and dismemberment on the roadway. And that's true for all drivers. But if you're 25 and under, it's ever more true for you. And we are the number one state to kill young people and dismember them. And there is a correlation between a driving course and better driving for a period of time. And we know that to be true. So we're just following the data, so to speak, okay? So if you feel like I'm driving you toward driving classes and things like that, it's because safety is the concern of the judge, okay? So that's what I'm talking about when I'm pushing that, okay? Now, I will make certain assumptions this morning. I will assume people would rather save money up front I will assume that maybe next or vying for top position is their record. If you're not interested in something that I seem to be pushing and you just want to plead and pay and let it go, you can do that. But I assume you're in this meeting because you need information. So I'm going to err on the information side. Okay. Let me go ahead and open the pretrial room and then we'll get started. I've got some folks that I have not been able to identify. I'm going to just double check that real quick in a moment and see if that's still the case. But Ms. Warren is going to wave to everybody. Ms. Warren, good to see you this morning. Ms. Warren represents the state of Texas in the cases in court, and she is the city's prosecutor by that action. And she will meet you in the pretrial room. We're going to start with Aeneas Al-Mahani, and I may have said that improperly, so excuse me if I say your name wrong. I do my best to try. And he has, or they have an invitation, and that's the first one is Aeneas Al-Mahani, and Ms. Warren and that party are meeting now. Just a quick call out. Let's see. We did identify Crypto World, so that's great. I had someone earlier locked in as Jeremy Freehill, and you might just, if you're still there, raise your hand. Patty Riddle, I'm going to ask you to unmute. So you're Patty Riddle instead of Mr. Freehill, right?
Yes, I'm just using his laptop.
Perfectly understandable. No problem at all. I just, you know, I knew that that person wasn't set on my docket, so I knew it had to be somebody.
Yes.
We'll be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
And I also had someone named, we got Heartline Ministries. Did y'all get renamed? Are you still here?
Yeah, I changed it. It's Troy.
Oh, very good. Hi, Mr. Livesay. Thank you. There we go. All right. And I'll just make a note in case it goes away. And thank you very much. And then Crypto World we got named. Thank you. And there was someone named Brittany. I got you, Mr. Salazar. Thank you. You were Crypto World. I got you figured out. Someone was named Brittany. And now,
yes, Judge. I changed it. I'm an attorney. The client's name is Stephanie Rindorf.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll have you taken care of shortly as well. And I do appreciate it. I was actually going to ask for attorney. Your last name is Brown.
Yes.
Okay, I was going to ask. We have an attorney Brown, and I thought it was a different one, and I was just about to ask. You anticipated me. Thank you, Attorney Brown. And let's see. Just a quick shout out to the phone numbers. I'm going to start with a phone number beginning 254 and then ending in 264, and I'm asking you to unmute. Can you tell me who you are?
I believe you're talking about me. My name's Marie Ficca.
What is the last number, 3 numbers of your phone?
One sec. I'm actually calling from somebody's house that I'm staying at. 1 second. It's 2748, I believe.
I think it's 2750.
Oh, yeah, 58. Yes.
And what is your last name? What is your last name?
F is in Frank, ICCA.
Okay. I do have you on my docket. Thank you. And then a phone number ending in 264. Unmuted, but I'm not hearing anybody.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is your name?
My name is Joseph Baez.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Baez.
You're welcome, ma'am. Thank you.
We'll be with you shortly.
Yes, ma'am.
Then I have a phone number ending in 367. I'm hoping you can unmute and identify yourself. 367.
3672.
The last 3 digits are 367. It's That's a phone number. Yes.
Well, mine
Yes, that's
is
me.
367.
What is your name, please?
LaCoria Noble.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Noble.
Yes.
Yes, I got you now.
Okay, thank you.
much. Thank you. And then a phone number ending in 758. 758. Oh, we already got you, Fika. No, then I thought so too. We've got Fika under 758. Right. This one. Change it now. And tell me your name, please. I was asking to unmute. Yes. 854. What is your name?
Yes,
Yes.
Wesley Wernley.
Mr. Worley, thank you. I'll be with you shortly. It is easier if it's done up front. And then 762. Ending in 762. It's a 281 762. 281. Yes.
Yes, that's me. Sorry, I forgot the instructions on how to unmute my phone.
It's okay. What is your
This
name?
is Samuel Gomez.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez. That's okay. People forget. We're just going to work with people where they are as much as we can. We'll be with you shortly. Thank you. Okay, and let me get those folks logged in. It's a number of people. Mr. Wormley, I know is on our docket today. From file review and Noble. We got logged in and Baez. We got logged in and Finca is logged in and Gomez is logged in, and that should take care of it. Okay. Crypto World, we got logged in. There was one gentleman named iPhone, and I'm asking him to unmute and just tell me your name, please.
Jermaine Wilkerson.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkerson. Appreciate you. I've got you renamed, so I won't lose track of you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Let me just put it down. Okay, Ms. Warren, let me get that file pulled. And that was a change in lanes where I'm safe regarding Mr. Alamani, and let me find, or Ms. Alamani, excuse me. And I'll ask for you to unmute, ma'am, and Ms. Warren. Are we heading toward any resolution, or are we heading toward the trial court?
There is resolution, Your Honor. The defendant is going to take a defensive driving course.
Okay.
And she does have a Texas license and insurance.
Okay. Do we have that on file with the court, Ms. Alamani? Forgive how I'm saying your name. I keep butchering it. There's just, how do you say it?
Almahani.
Mahani. Thank you, ma'am. Have you already shown us your license and insurance at the court?
Sorry, ma'am, say that again.
Have you already shown the court your license and insurance? We have your license. We need to have license and insurance, and then it's 144. And the 144, are you doing that today?
I'm gonna try to.
Okay, we've got to set it. So we either need a signature today on an extension for a specific date to come do that, no later than, or you're doing it today when you sign. What's going to work best for you? I can work with you.
So if I'm gonna do it today and go to the court today, pay a date in person. Is that what I'm gonna do?
Doesn't necessarily have to be in person. We can do it through the email.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I can do it whenever.
Okay.
Yeah.
What we would do is email you the forms that we need signatures on, and you would sign them, email them back with, we have your license already, but we don't have your insurance. So we need a copy of your insurance. And then you would probably phone in. You can go online too, but you can talk to a clerk when you phone in and just make sure you're clear about all the deadlines. It'll be in writing. Okay. Once we receive your forms back, you phone that in, and they'll confirm it and send back all the information of what you're gonna have due and when, and then you're good to go. So we're gonna do that this morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm just gonna make a note for the clerk to email to you. And that way we can get you set up, okay? So I'm gonna actually let you go technically, okay? But you're waiting on the email information to come through. We're gonna use the email where you set this meeting up. Will that work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you run into any problems, you call the clerk, but you should have that within an hour, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Any questions?
No, I think
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, and what's the next thing that's gonna happen on your case?
Sorry,
Yeah.
ma'am, I didn't understand that.
What will be the next thing that you'll do on your case?
What's gonna be next? I'm waiting for an email, and then I'm gonna pay, and I'm gonna provide all the info, like my insurance and stuff, and then I'm gonna call
Yeah,
to
you're
make
gonna
sure
sign-
everything's good.
You're gonna sign up, okay? Okay, well, it looks like we're gonna have that to you pretty soon. All right.
So I'm
I'll
gonna
wait
sign up through the email you said that are gonna send me.
for you and just follow the directions. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye. Ms. Warren, the next person for you is going to be Attorney Brown for Stephanie Windorf. And Ms. Windorf, I'm sorry, Ms. Brown, I've sent that invitation over to you. She's already gone on in. Okay, and then I am working next, or yes, I'm jumping in with Mercedes Thomas. And let me get that file pulled. And let me find Ms. Thomas, if you'll unmute, and I'll get your case pulled up. Good morning. You can go ahead and unmute, and that way I can hear you.
I'm unmuted.
Hi, I can hear you. You're good.
Oh, okay. Good morning.
This morning. Ms. Thomas, how are you this morning?
It's good morning. I'm good.
So what everybody should know is once it's your turn, if you'll stop and not move around, it helps your system not have to keep trying to put your image up and change and switch and read everything and also get your audio.
Oh,
So you're good. So Ms. Thomas, I did see the information that you filled out for the court. We actually have a warrant for old balances that need to get back on track. And it does look like you're working at the cottage. Is that true?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then there was I just had a question on the payment application. And what were my notes on this one? I had a question. There was some assistance at $550, and it just, I don't know where it's coming from. Is that a steady?
Oh, that was the child tax credit.
Okay, so that's not every month, right?
Well, they said to December, so I had put it down, so I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm glad you did. I should probably be looking out for that sort of thing right now because it's a lot of folks, and I'm glad for you. But I did see that there was a way to go ahead and get you back on a payment plan. Have you put $50 a month down? Is that something that you could do?
Well, that's what I really wanted, but they had it for like $110.
Right. I delegate certain authority to clerks to just do things at the window. And then there are certain things that as the judge, I'm supposed to be in charge of. So you're not at the front window now, we're talking. And
Okay.
if we could do that, can we start today?
Can we start next week?
Okay. What's going to be?
That'd be better.
What day of the week? Are you paid every 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What day of the week are you paid?
On the Fridays.
The next Friday, the 27th would work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that's the 27th. And then what I'm going to say is that 2 weeks later, let's do $25 every 2 weeks.
See, I could That's the stuff. That's how I like it.
Yeah,
I
but,
appreciate
you know,
it.
sometimes if it'll coincide with payday, it helps people because they just get it done. And then before you know it, you've whittled it away. Just give me one more second on that DWLI. Have we done any reductions? Let's take that fine in half. Also, Ms. Thomas, I'm seeing that I can do a reduction and that will reduce the overall amount that you pay.
Oh,
So what we're saying is $50 next Friday and then $25 every 2 weeks thereafter, okay?
okay.
Now, I need a signature today on this, and you can come by and do that, or we can email it to you if you can print, sign, and email it back, or fax back, which is gonna work best for you.
When you email it, you said I could just do it like, and do I have to print it out or is there a way I can sign
You
it
have to
online?
print it out. You have to print it out. We don't,
Oh, okay. I'll just come up there. You don't have to do all that. I'll just come up there.
so I'll have it at the front desk for you in the next 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. After I get off the phone, I'll come up there.
Okay, we'll have that there, and that will let me recall your warrants. Now, just a quick message about warrants. If you run into a problem making payment, you know, things happen that are unexpected, and we do know that, but we won't know that it's happened to you unless you come in and tell us. And so we start sending letters to the address that you've left on file. So
Right.
for everybody, this is true. If you move, tell us until your case is done. If you run into a circumstance that means you can't fulfill the promise you made today, we need to know so we can work with you. Because if I sign warrants again, you wind up with $50 per case and you're going backwards. And I don't want to see that. And I know that you don't want to see that. So
Right.
on you know, the same page now, so that I don't see you with a warrant again, okay?
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
when you get one, it gets more expensive and my ability to work with you narrows down, and I'd rather not, okay?
Yeah. I appreciate that. I really don't want a warrant.
I don't think people do it because they want one, you know? I think they do it because they get overwhelmed and they don't know what to do. And the answer is minimum, just contact us and say, I don't know what to do. What are my options? And we'll work with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Thomas, we'll see you at the front desk shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
She is. Thank you. Ms. Warren, let me get that case tool on. Okay, this is regarding Stephanie Rindorf. And Ms. Brown, I know, is there, Ms. Warren, and it looks like, let's see, yeah, we have the 3 cases. Are we moving to resolution or are we moving to trial?
Your Honor, that case is resolved. I am offering dismissals on the speeding and the violate promise to appear on a plea of the driving while license invalid. The attorney has expressed the defendant needing more time so that she can get a license. So she's asked for an extended deferral period and also time to pay that $542 fine. And I'd let her know that you will discuss that with her.
Thank you. So we're looking for a license on a deferral?
Yes.
Okay, and then a time to pay.
Yes.
I'll resolve that. I just want to go ahead and advance you forward, Ms. Warren, and we'll move to the next case. Give me just a moment. It's better if I cross things out because we just have a lot of folks today, which I like seeing, to Leonce Salazar. And so, Mr. Salazar, I'm going to send you a meeting request, and that means you click on it, you'll go into a meeting with Ms. Warren, and then what will happen is before you're done, you have to come back in the courtroom. So after y'all visit, y'all come back in here and we have a discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, there you go. You should have that invitation now. Thank you. Ms. Brown, I don't have income information for Ms. sorry, I keep wanting to call her Ms. Brown, for Ms. Rindor. And it's normally my policy that I will grant time, but I would like her to fill out a payment application.
Okay.
Do you think that, okay, so we're doing maybe an extended deferral just to give your client more time.
Well, with DPS being backed up, and I know it's been difficult for people to get in and get their licenses, so she needs to clear the holds on the ticket and then to be able to go in and get her license. So I just want to make sure that she's not in a situation where she can't get an appointment or something like that.
I'm following, but let me ask you quickly, the 54210, when could that be paid?
I mean, as long as possible, if she can have at least 30 days.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's make it 30 days, or let's make it 45, actually, now that I think about it. In fact, let's round it up to, if you'll agree, we can go October 19th for that payment.
Okay.
We can extend the deferred out 180 days. I'm willing to release it early if we get through it, but just to give us max time.
Yes,
And
please.
I won't look for a license until 150 days.
Okay.
Okay. And so that deferral is on the DWLI and payment is on October 19th. She's going to get back signature, attorney signature, and the income information. If you need to fill that out with your client on the phone and email it to us, that's fine. If she can come in, that's up to you. That's y'all's situation. But I want that.
I'm not sure where she lives. I usually in those situations just have my assistant call her and see what she wants, what's easiest for her to do.
It's perfectly fine. And so on the 60th day, we're looking for payment no later than on the 150th day or earlier, we're looking for the license just sent into the court. And the 2 dismissals are happening today. And we just want that income information to support that extension on payment time. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay. Let's see.
And they'll email that over to me.
Yes, we will. And if we can get a signature from you today, then we're good for today.
Yes, that's no problem.
Email back copies of everything signed and approved. Okay. All right. Any questions?
No.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Signing off on Ms. Thomas. And I'm moving forward then to Kendrick Minor, Kendricka Minor, sorry. Lots of people today, which I like.
I'm here.
Hi, how are you, ma'am?
How are you?
Very well. Let's see. I did get the information that you sent in, thank you. And I know that when you filled out the information for us, which was just a few days ago, you weren't very clear about what you're going to be making. And that may, in all likelihood, that's still the case. Is that correct?
What's that?
You weren't clear about your income yet because you started a new job.
Yes. I switched. I'm in the between jobs. So yes, I get paid on the 14th and the 28th though.
The 14th and the 28th?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a no contest plea on all 3 cases. The stop sign charge, the theft charge, and then the non-appearance in court charge, VPTA, not coming to court. All no contest and a request for payment plan. Is that right? Okay. And you had put $50 a month. Is that, do you feel like that would be doable with your income?
Yes. Can I go up? Can it be 100 a month?
You can always pay more and you're never going to be penalized for that.
Okay.
I know it sounds odd, but I'd like to set a minimum like 50. And then if you pay more, you just get done faster. You also create a little breathing room in your payment plan.
Okay.
So,
and then what, does this, will I be able to renew my license or it have to be paid in full before I can renew?
normally it's payment in full in order to renew the license. Give me one moment. I am going to do a reduction on the VPTA. Before I remove it. I am going to do a reduction on your cases though. And so we can do $50 a month, and you can tell me whether the 14th or the 28th is best.
Okay, the 28th.
Okay. And this month that's on a Saturday. So that just means the following business day, which is probably the Monday.
Okay.
And then each month, no less than $50 on that same date.
Okay.
Now I need a signature today. Can I?
Need it.
Are you going to come in, or are you going to email back a signed copy?
I can come in. I'm not far from it.
Okay. We should have things ready at the front desk in half an hour or so.
Okay.
And you can make your way over. It might be sooner, but I don't want to pressure the clerk.
Okay.
All right. Mine, I'm sorry. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Stay well. Okay. Thank you. How are we doing? Seems like you're right on it. So let me know if I'm moving faster than Matthew Ornell. You're gonna have to help me. Ornelas?
It's Ornelas.
Ornelas. Thank you. I'm glad I asked because I would never have gotten there. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine now.
I did get your dismissal request. Your policy started the day after the stop, and just like it would not have helped you had you had an accident. It's not dismissible for compliance. I could do a deferred if that is your request, and I did get your insurance, and it meets my standards for a deferred, which is a 3-month policy. Or at least, yes, it was month to month. So,
Yeah, the only people that would accept me, I have to get month to month.
Yeah, right. It's fine. What you provided was good. It's just that I'm not able to do a dismissal outright. If your request is for a deferred, I would grant it. Is that what you're asking for? Since I'm not going to be able to just dismiss it?
Yes, ma'am. If you could do the deferred, I didn't know all the choices when I started doing it. But this is just my last ticket that I have before I can try to get my license. I've never had a license before, and I was in jail. I was in jail when I was supposed to be taking care of this one,
right.
But for the rest of my tickets. So I'm just trying to really, if I can get it deferred, that would be all right. Or if I could get on a payment plan, that would be cool too. I'm just trying to get it taken care of so that it'll be like, I can finally try to move forward with trying to get my license.
Okay. So Mr. Ornelas, real quick question. Were you in jail locally?
Yeah, in Bell County Jail.
Let me look at their record and see if I can give any jail credit first.
All right.
Hold on just a moment. We'll just have a minute right now. Yeah, we did. Gotcha. Okay, now we're just looking at they let me look at their records so I can, which is nice because I can not make people have to go get me proof before we proceed. So give me just a moment. It's the only citation I have with you, and you're right, it's 1 day late, but no accident. Just hold on.
Yeah, the internet.
It looks like you might have been there in March, perhaps.
Yeah, no, I got out and I was in there a couple of times, but the last time I was in there, I signed for I had 4 citations for And I got out July 5th. I think I went in, July, I think May, the end of May.
Yeah, you were there June to July.
Oh, yeah,
About a
June to July.
week and a half or so. So I can time serve.
All right, that would be awesome.
If you want to defer with a dismissal at the end, it would be a 90-day deferred ending November 23rd. I do need your signature on the document. The requirement would be to pay it, which we have done with the time served, and also that I have 3 months of insurance on file, which you've already provided. So I just need a signature on that document, and then you're basically good to go. Can I email that to you and have you print it and sign it and send it back, or do you want to come in?
I'd rather come in, but would it be possible if I came in, what's the latest that I could come in today to sign it?
4 o'clock?
Can I be there by 4 o'clock and sign it?
Yes. We'll have it at the front desk for you, okay?
All right, I'll be there, I promise. I really appreciate your help today, ma'am.
Yeah, don't let it go back to warrant. Absolutely come in today, okay?
Yes, ma'am, I meant to take care of it before I went to a warrant, but I took care of my other ones and forgot about it until I got the letter in the mail.
I understand. Okay, we'll get your signature today, okay?
All right, thank you. Have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. It looks like I see Ms. Warren, and let me just pull the file for. Let's see. Ooh, that's my notes. Mr. Salazar. On the Salazar case, Mr. Salazar, Ms. Warren, are we heading, it's a reddish charge, heading toward trial or heading to a resolution?
Your Honor, we're headed for a resolution and we are anticipating compliance by the next court setting.
Okay, and then what's the anticipated move at that point?
Why, if the property is complied, I will reduce the fine to cost. I don't know if there's like warrant fees, but I told the defendant those will still stand.
Okay.
So he's looking at a reduction if there's compliance.
Okay, let's see. It looks like the fines, you just minus $1,500 off of the, so that would be worth doing. So Mr. Salazar, in other words, what Ms. Warren is stating is that at our next hearing, which is in the courtroom, October 20th, 3 o'clock, if you are, listen carefully and let me finish, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What she's offering is that you are here October 20th at 3 o'clock in the courtroom. And if the property is in compliance with the law, and that means not that day, it means probably a couple days before to give her time to get it inspected, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If everything is good to go, she's willing to request $1,500 be taken off of this whole charge. And that would drop you down to, I believe, $631 instead of $2,131. Okay, sounds worth doing. And you would change your plea at that point to no contest and pay the remaining amount on some sort of payment plan or paying that day. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will see you October 20th and we'll know what we're doing on that day. Okay. If you are confused about what code enforcement wants, it is your duty to reach out to them and find out what they want to check you off and say done. Okay? If you come and say it's in compliance and she says it's not, this deal goes away. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. I just like us to all be on the same page because for reasons unknown, people get really confused when it comes to code. And it's real easy to solve. You reach out and talk to them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll see you in October.
Is it 3 o'clock? I'm sorry, that's why I kept that. I can't hear.
I'll vote it down for you and you have it in writing, but October 20th at 3 p.m.
Okay.
It's
Thank you.
It's on your paperwork. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. And this one, your next person is Troy Livesay. And Mr. Livesay, just remember we're coming back in at the end to confirm what's happening next.
Okay.
All right. I want to do something really quickly on the pretrial docket because I have a number of people who have not shown up. If I call your name, either unmute or raise your hand. Don't do it if I don't call your name, just if I call your name. Patrick Brown, are you here? Because I didn't see you yet. And then another one is Danny Lee Hallmark. Are you here? And then Justin Sellers, are you here? So those are folks who said, I want a pretrial and didn't show up, and now they're heading to warrant. But I'm going to move on forward, and my next person is Marshall Graves, who was in the meeting at some point. Let me find you. Are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Here you are. Okay, great. Let me get your file pulled up. How are you?
Good.
Good. Where do you go to school?
Killeen High School.
Great. We have a tobacco by a minor charge. The fines and costs if you paid the ticket are $181. You've requested teen court and pled guilty. Do I understand correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With teen court, there's a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then there would be a tobacco intervention class. And those usually run, what's our range on that? Those usually run up to about $80. But if you get the course done, which is mandatory by law, and you pay your $20 today, the course will be due in 30 days. It's online. You get the course done, get it turned into us by your deadline, which would be September 21st. Then your case would be dismissed and I would waive the 181 balance.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Because I think I'm supposed to, well, I know I'm supposed to see if I convict you. I make you pay the 181. I still order the class. And if you don't do the class, I sentence you to yet again do the class, but also a 6-month suspension of your driving privilege, whether you have the license yet or not. If you do teen court, you avoid that, your license reflecting that kind of suspension. So
Yes, ma'am.
it really would benefit you right now, okay? And the public policy is, 1, smoking kills you. My mother died, my mother's dying from it. And 2, and importantly, it's a lifestyle changer. It's a very expensive habit. So,
Yes, ma'am.
and then 3, the public policy also is, we as the public wind up paying for the health costs of people who are sick from tobacco. So a class will help you make a more informed decision. Most people do better thinking through decisions than just doing things. So I can have you sign this today, either through an email or through you coming in. If it's email, you have to print it, sign it, and email it back or fax it back. Which is
Is there any way I could do it tomorrow?
No.
My dad's at work. I can't do it tomorrow.
I've got to have your signature.
Okay, I'll just call your dad.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I can email it, and you just can print it.
Oh, yeah.
Sign it, email it or photograph, email it back to us.
Yes, ma'am.
You can do that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on an iPhone?
Yes, ma'am.
Notes. Try Notes.
Okay.
You can scan using Notes and sign using Notes. Just hold down, okay, on Notes. It'll give you the option to scan a document. It'll scan it, and then you can draw it down again, and it'll let you sign it.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're emailing that back to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. If that doesn't work, call the clerk. Don't blow it off, okay?
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Warren, you were visiting with Mr. Livesay regarding a failed to sterilize charge. Are we moving to resolution or to trial?
Yes, Your Honor, I've actually dismissed that case based on the information provided and the facts in the case. I'll get that dismissal to the court at the
Okay.
end of our meeting.
Okay, and I forgot to ask, on the Attorney Brown case, were you emailing dismissals to us, or do you want us to do those in court?
Yes, I will get those to you as well.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, Mr. Livesay, Ms. Warren is going to email that dismissal to me, and I'll sign it, and then we'll email you the copy, okay?
Okay, thank you very
That
much.
should happen before the day is out.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Warren, and we're moving forward. Let's see, to Joseph Baez. And Mr. Baez, you'll receive an invitation to the meeting. Just click on it and you'll come back in this room when you've had that discussion. And then I am moving forward. My next person is Latasha Shores. Ms. Shores. I know you're working. There we go. Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi, fine.
So actually we had delayed because we were looking for proof of time at the juvenile detention center. I was looking at getting you some credit there. And I checked the file yesterday. I didn't see it, but I asked the clerk maybe to double check. I don't have it. What happened?
I'm still waiting on the judge to release the forms. I mean, I didn't know it takes weeks for her to release the juvenile records.
Okay.
So I went down to the court and I had to fill out a form for her to release it. And I'm still waiting on the result.
Okay. So I can give you a little more time. Now, let me just check one thing. That was a speeding charge. In my notes, I'm just going to talk to the clerk for a moment to clarify what our record says. My notes indicate DSC granted. Or not the notes, but the court's, the entry in LT says that. So now I'm trying to figure out what it is that I think we're doing.
While I'm here?
Just one moment, I'm just checking something. She's very quick and she's very good, but I still have to be realistic. I have driving safety. Is it for the theft class?
It's for the juvenile case that was 23 years ago. They said I had a $230 fine, which I believe.
I know what happened.
Okay.
I was trying to give you some credit. You know, I'm trying to time serve that so that you don't have to pay it. And you know, I can wait as long. I can give you more time. It's no problem. But how long did they tell you that would take?
They said a couple of weeks, or sooner.
Yeah, that would be great. So, why don't we give it 30 days? And if you get it sooner, just shoot it over to me because it'll come right over to me. They'll forward it to me. And I'll look at trying to get that thing to go away. You know, if I can do it, I'll do it. I just need to document on my phone. So now we've already signed you up on your speeding charge for driver safety.
Yes.
Let's do October 13th. And I think, just give me 1 second. Are we holding her license? You have a current license now. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
I know, but it doesn't always, it'll kick in sometimes later than we think. But she has a current license. So she's good to get her class done is what I'm trying to make sure of. Because I don't like to set up failure. That's not my goal. But let's extend you to the same date that all your other documents are due for driver safety, which is October 13th. And
okay,
until then, it's all, you're just getting your driving safety and your driving record done, turned in on time or early. And if you happen to get that other document sooner, don't wait, send it over so I can clear that, okay?
Okay, just take it to the municipal court on 3rd Street?
You can email it, or you can,
okay,
either one, I'm gonna get it. The same email that we set up this meeting, you can email it over to us, or you can bring it by, we'll scan it to your file and hand you a file marked copy. I do need to get your signature on the extension today. And so just for the just to keep that from going to warrant or requiring some kind of payment, okay? So can
Okay.
you sign for that today?
Yes,
Did we email you last time?
yes,
Okay, we'll email again. Is that gonna work?
yes.
Okay, we'll send that over and let's just take a big window and that way you're not feeling like you're juggling, okay? And once you
Okay,
get it,
thank you.
send it on over, okay, Ms. Shores?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, any questions?
No, you answered all my questions.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So I'm gonna pull the file for Jackson Engelke. You are next, and let me find you on the screen. There you are. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Yes, I'm well. I see you're gonna be a senior this year, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and you've requested teen court on the speeding charge, and I can grant that. And my notes indicate you pleaded guilty to the charge, but requested that teen court. There was a $20 teen court fee. Can you pay that fee today?
Yes.
Okay. I feel, just one moment, I feel I've made a mistake. I'm going back my brain to the gentleman teen court earlier, and he was gonna email everything back, but that $20 fee, he's gotta pay it. So, right, but I didn't tell him that he had to bring cash in. If he signs it today, he can have a week to pay it if he needs time. And maybe we can email that at some point. You know, I'm always checking myself and I just caught an error. So I'm just making sure I signal the clerk right now. So back to your case, Mr. Is it Engelke? Is that how you
Yes.
say it? Great. So $20 fee today, you've got to pay in cash. Can you bring that to the court this morning?
Yes.
And then there'll be a course due. We'll give you some options, a list to choose from, but it'll be due September 21st. And if you get it turned in on time, you got to bring the $20, sign your paperwork, and get your course due in by the due date of September 21st. Then you get a dismissal, and I waive the $254. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. When should we look for you?
Oh, I can come now if that's fine.
Yes. She's really fast, but if you wait a few minutes, you know, I mean, don't rush. We'll have that ready in the next 15 to 30 minutes. Okay. It'll be at the front
Okay,
desk.
thank you.
Thank you. Just read everything carefully before you leave. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so I'm moving forward with Eduardo, and I'm going to try to say this correctly. Marmolejo. There we go. And y'all can unmute and tell me the best way to say your name. How do you like to say it, Eduardo?
Excuse me?
How do you like to say your last name?
Marmolejo.
Marmolejo. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll stop there. There is a no driver's license charge. And this one is one of those things I'm looking when you're 16. Where do you go to school?
Temple High.
Okay. And I'm wondering, the license, are you in the middle of getting the license?
Yes, I have my DMV appointment this Friday.
Okay, good news. Because what I'd rather do than do a whole legal process with you is get you to bring the license in, and that would be part of teen court, right? And so there's a $20 dismissal fee for teen court. Can you pay that fee today?
Can I just bring it with once I get the license, like all together at once?
You can, but I need a signature today.
All right.
I can email that to you and you can sign it. And I can give you until August 31st to bring the license.
That's fine.
Are you going to come by to sign, or are we emailing and you're printing and signing?
Yeah, I could go by and sign it.
Okay, can we do the fee for teen court today?
Yeah.
$20?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's check.
What else? What now?
Nah,
Huh? You had a question.
oh, no, no questions.
Okay, I'll have everything at the front desk for you. Other than all that coursework you do for the license anyway. So I know in your license what's behind getting that license. So if I can see that you've done that, then that's my condition for you. Okay?
All right.
There won't be another course because you've taken several already. There will just be the need to present that license no later than August 31st, the permit that you get. And today you're coming by to sign for that and to pay your fee, okay? Okay?
All right.
All right, thank you. And then I'm moving to Samuel Gomez. Mr. Gomez, if you can unmute. Let me ask him to unmute. Mr. Gomez, are you there? For some reason, your screen is gone.
Hello, this is Sam Gomez. Did you ask me to unmute my microphone?
It's Samuel Gomez. Yes, you're on the phone. Yes, good morning.
Talking to Sam?
Yes. So,
Okay.
yeah. And so right now, as of I believe the 9th of August, you did not have income at that time. Is that still the case?
Yes, I'm currently a student working part-time. I missed my initial court date, and I can't really afford to have a large expense hanging over my head right now. If I could take a defensive driving course, I'd like to, but I think that might not be an option at this point.
I don't see it either because you missed your court date. Why did you miss your court date?
Negligence.
Okay. Usually I require like a hospital note, so I'm saying no to that one. I can do a reduction in low payments. You didn't tell me your income. You just said you weren't working. Where are you working?
I'm currently just using DoorDash to work.
Okay. What's your general like income? Because I see bills.
It's about $1,000 a month right now.
And then under other, you put $400. What is what's the nature of that? Is that steady income?
For an expense?
No, on your payment application, you wrote, I'm not working, NA, and you put other income, $400 a month. You didn't tell me the source of it. I don't know what that is. So I'm asking for clarification.
I must have gotten the period of time wrong.
Okay,
But
well, I just want to know
$1,000 a month.
What was that about? Are you getting food stamps? Are you getting utility assistance?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I don't pay rent, but I do have other expenses like my car loan and insurance and everything.
Sure.
Food.
Yes. I understand. That's why I wanted you to fill it out under oath and be honest.
Sure. Probably it.
Let me calculate what's going on here because I didn't have that before. Your car payment, 88. Okay.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go back and update your information for you, sir. Just have to wait a moment. I can.
It's become really quiet.
Yeah, that's because I was quietly going back through and updating the information that you provided because you provided incorrect information. So I needed to update.
Okay.
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 All right. So what I can do is reduce your fines and then look to collect $20 a month.
That would be perfect.
Okay. Can we pay $20 today?
Yes, I can.
Fines reduced to half. Okay. And so why don't you come by and sign for all of this? And I'll have your reductions done at the front desk and a payment plan for you there. And if you pay more, you won't be penalized. Okay.
Okay. I'll be there by the end of the day.
Okay. Shoot for 4 so the clerk can have time to work with you. Okay.
I'm sorry, it was getting really quiet. What'd you say?
So try to get here before 4 o'clock.
Okay, yes, I'll be by in an hour or two.
Perfect. That's perfect.
I'll make
Thank
sure I
you.
get there.
Great.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am,
Yes.
my name is Tyresha. I joined kind of late. I was just letting you know I was here.
Yes, I saw you and let you in, and thank you for calling the clerk. So I got kind of busy and missed that you were waiting. But I definitely noted when you came in. We'll be with you shortly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Oops. No, don't unmute. I'm sorry. I was trying to mute you. Just because it's too much interference. So, this has been resolved. Aurelia or Aurelie Hardiman. Ms. Hardiman, if you could unmute and pull on your file. We have a no driver's license charge from January 29th. The case went to warrant, and I have a no contest plea, but I don't have any income information. I'm just confirming the no contest plea. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you paying everything today? It's 4/30/30 because it went to warrant.
No, ma'am. Am I able to do a payment plan?
Okay, yes, you are, but I need a payment application and we gave you that information and I just need it filled out and returned. What I would say is if I can email it to you, can you print it and fill it out and email it back?
Yes, I can have it to you in an hour.
Okay, well, hopefully I knew it sooner than that because this meeting, when it's over, it's over. So I'm gonna email it to you. I'm gonna email it to you again.
Okay.
I know they emailed it to you, but we'll email it to you again and let's get it in so I can set that because I'm very interested in seeing if we can get your case out of warrant. So I'm
Okay.
gonna ask you to stay on the meeting and get that done. And when you're done, raise your hand, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll be back with you. Let's put that back on to do. Okay, Asa Baker.
Right here, ma'am.
So I reviewed all the information that you provided for a payment plan, and I can grant one, but I'm also showing that in your case, I could order community service. I believe that's right, yes. And I would do that. Let me confirm that you've pled no contest or guilty to both of the charges. One was an old registration charge. Well, is he on time? Okay. So have you been able to get the vehicle registered?
No, this vehicle is actually being repaired right now and not drivable. I was only moving it from one place to another when I got pulled over.
Okay, understandable, but the law just says it's got to be registered and the dismissal is to reward people who got it registered. Is that possible or we just need to walk away from that option?
I'd rather just go ahead and pay the fine. I pleaded guilty on both of them and go ahead and get a plan for that.
Okay, yeah, you did, and I can do that. I can order community service instead of payment, or I can do low payments. Which will work best for you?
The low payments would work best.
Okay, You didn't put an amount. Can we do $50 a month or do I need to lower it?
$50 a month I can do.
Okay, if you run into trouble, you can always come in and talk to us about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we start today?
Yes, ma'am. I can make a payment today.
Okay, and that'll just trigger every month on the same date.
Okay.
Can you come by and sign off on that and do that payment?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, I'm also gonna produce the insurance case to have. And I'm also, Mr. Baker, going to do a reduction of the fine on the insurance case. And that'll offset a little bit as well, okay?
Thank you.
So when you come in, it'll drop down from 432, it'll drop, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And your balance will be at the front desk.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you.
Okay. Kennedy Stevenson. Let me have you unmute.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I do see that you're qualified for Team Florida. That is your request. And I just want to confirm some things. You're at Temple High. Looks like you have great grades. Congratulations. I know that's hard work. And I did get everything that you submitted. I guess my first question was going to be, are you in the process of getting a driver's license, Miss Stevenson? And if so, where are you in that process?
Yes, ma'am.
We've already gotten her driver's permit. It's the learner's driver's license.
Okay, great. And then let me look and see.
And we submitted a copy of that with all of the other paperwork.
I think I have. I think
Okay.
I think I looked at it yesterday. And so the other, and I guess my question is whether I think you're on time. Give me just a moment. And Ms. Warren, I see you. I'll be right with you. Let me just, I'm trying to see about one option that might work really well. So give me just a moment. On the failing to yield the right of way turning left, was there an accident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And we're doing team court for that. That's your request, correct?
Yes, ma'am. There's
a $20 team court fee and a class. Can you pay that fee in cash today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then your class would be due September 21st. And I just give you a list of places and you choose one and do it online and get it done. And I'm sorry, you did say there was an accident, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so we don't do a prosecution because of the accident. On the other charge, the no license charge, can you pay that additional $20 dismissal fee today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then we've already got what we need, which is the license. And so that one is just kind of a walkthrough. When you come by today, then you'd be paying $40, and your only other thing to do to get both cases dismissed is just to get your class done and turned into us by September 21st.
Yes, ma'am.
When can we look for you?
Yep. We can be on our way shortly.
Okay, we'll have everything ready for you at the front, okay?
All right. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Judge. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate you. That's Mr. Baker. I may not have pushed it close enough for you to see. Ms. Warren, I think you were working with Mr. Baez.
Yes, Mr. Baez was on a phone where he couldn't come back into the meeting, but he does have some finalization with the court, and I let him know he needed to dial back in, but I don't see him.
I think he's
That may be him.
I think he's coming in right now.
There he is. Okay.
Okay, and so I think, let's see, there he goes. Mr. Baez?
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Hi. Okay, I was just visiting with Ms. Warren and she informed me we'd be dialing back in, so here we are. Ms. Warren, where are we now?
So Mr. Baez did change his plea to no contest. And I didn't have a lot of wiggle room on the fine because of the warrant, but I did reduce it to $50. And then it looks like the costs are $131.
Okay, I'll confirm that. And then Mr. Baez, are you paying the balance today? Or do you need?
Yes, I will pay the full amount. Is this something that I can go onto a Temple City website and pay online?
Yes, as soon as I get that reduction done, which I'm doing right now, the fine then drops to 50. I don't think. Okay. And so Mr. Baez, just hold on a moment. Let me get you a final amount. I'll be right back with you. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Warren, I'm going to progress with you and then move to Christopher Gomez. You had 2 Gomez's today, or I did. And Mr. Gomez, sending you that invitation meeting. Sorry about the confusion earlier, but here we go. And I'm sending that invitation to you now. Okay, so on Joseph Baez, she would like to reduce the fine to $50. Yes. Just on Baez we're doing. And I'm going to go back to Ms. Hardiman. We do have your
I'm good.
Yeah, we have
Your Honor, Joseph Baez is here.
Yes, Mr. Baez, I'll be right back with you, but I've got to get that
Oh,
reduction.
okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're on the phone and it can be a little more confusing. Just hold on. I'll be right back with you. I'm making sure that you don't go pay before the reduction is done, because if you do that, it will mess up the system and it'll try to charge you more. So let me confirm that the system is the right amount, and then I'm going to tell you how to proceed, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're working on it. We'll be right back with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Ms. Hardiman, I did receive everything. And give me a moment just to take a look. This is that bios. Give me one moment. You're paid every 2 weeks in your position, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the other parent helping?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are they court ordered to help?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how to reach the AG's office and get that pushed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just want to make sure you know how to connect to them. Are you getting food stamps or any other help?
No, ma'am.
You put Uber 470. Is that something you're paying for or something that is income?
That is something that I pay for because I don't drive.
I got you. Okay. All right. I looked at it yesterday and that was my biggest question.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is, yes, a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that things are stream. You had requested $25 a month.
Mhm.
Profile back up there. I forgot to put mine. So I would need my notes. Yes, I'm sorry. I wrote down and I handed it to you. And so I just want to. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me find it. I'm sorry. Here we go. I don't know where. Oh, I know. I put it at the bottom. That's why it would take longer. Okay. So including no contest, and we're looking at payments, and $25 a month was your request. Can we start that today?
I get paid Friday.
Friday? Okay. Friday is the, I believe the 20th. Let me double check.
Yes, ma'am.
I do need a signature today.
Okay.
I can email that to you. If you can print it and email it back, then I can get your warrants off.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't know.
I can do that as soon as I get back to my desk.
Okay. How much on this Hardiman? What is our breakdown on that pie chart? Just one more minute, ma'am. I'm just reviewing. One. We can reduce the fines to $100. I'm also going to do a reduction of $100 to your fines, and they're collection fees. So I don't know the total yet, but when we send you the payment plan, it'll have the proper number. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You can look for that shortly within the next, I'd say half an hour to an hour. Okay.
All righty. Thank you, ma'am.
And the signature today, we'll recall your.
I sure will. All righty. Thank you.
Stay on the plan. Okay.
Mhm.
And thank you, Ms. Hardiman.
Have a good one.
Okay, well, you too. Okay. Let's see, we're back on track. And Stevenson, we got resolved. And my next person then is Patty Riddle. Ms. Riddle's been waiting patiently, as everybody else has.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me get your file pulled.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I do have your plea of no contest, and I'll accept your plea. And then I did get the information. I got the information, and I understood that you had not, I understood what happened. I'm not able to dismiss. If you wanted to have the prosecutor look at that, I can do that. But my option today would be to reduce your fine and put you on that $20 a month payment plan for your request.
Yes, ma'am. Would I be able to get my car registered?
Let me look and see.
Okay.
Did the registration office say that we held it, that I'm holding it?
Yes,
Okay. Was it under your name or someone else's?
mine.
Usually I don't have a problem with that. I'm just looking, it's kind of a heavy file, so.
Well, I'm feeling better because I've had like 5 surgeries since the beginning of the year. And, cancer is just a bad deal.
Yes, it is. It's a battle.
But I do DoorDash when I feel like it, just to help get me out. And then for like this payment I can do.
I show it active now. So Ms. Riddle, I can recall your warrant today. I don't show beyond that. I don't show any hold.
Okay.
I can reduce your fine and order $20 a month, if that's something that you feel like you can do.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's a good day? Can we start today or do you want to delay?
Can I do it Friday? Because I'm waiting for my debit card.
Yes, we can do that. I just want to get your signature on a payment plan today.
Okay.
If I email that, can you print it and email it back, or do you need to come in?
You can email it to me and I can email it back.
Okay, we'll send that to you shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sorry about all the reductions.
Just exit it out.
She didn't tell me she was gonna reduce it too, but
Reducing the fine to half.
let me see if she's saying something.
Yes, Ms. Riddle, you're right. I'm reducing your fine to half.
Okay.
Okay, and then when we send it over, it will reflect your current total, not the old one, okay?
I can't hear you.
Okay, I'll try again. When we send that over to you, it will reflect the current total and not I'm sorry, it will reflect your total, not the one right now, but the one after reductions.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
And then
thank you.
start your signature today, and then I can recall your warrant and order those payments. You can always pay online or by phone, or you can come in.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Warren, I see that you and Mr. Gomez have conversed. Are we heading to resolution or to trial?
Your Honor, we have resolved that matter. Mr. Gomez has changed his plea to no contest. Under the facts and circumstances, I have offered a reduction in the fine to $200, and he will pay the cost of $81, and he can pay that today.
Okay, Mr. Gomez, let me get the record to reflect that reduction, and then I'll let you know shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Warren, that moves you forward to, let me just check. To Nicoria Noble. And that is a phone call person. There we go. Ms. Noble, you'll receive an invitation. Just click on that invitation. And Mr. Baez, I think we finally got your reduction. And if you could unmute for a moment.
Yes, ma'am, I'm unmuted.
Yes. So actually things are set up ready to pay now. 181. And that reduction went to 181.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. I did something, someone beat in or something beat out and I wasn't able to hear.
Yes.
What was that, ma'am?
Yes, somebody went out of the meeting and it just interrupted you. What I'm telling you is the reductions have been done and now it's at 181.
Okay, is that the total cost?
That's the total cost and you're paying that today, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you can call the clerk's desk and do that by phone, or you can go on the municipal court tab of the city website and make payment that way.
Okay, ma'am. So just for my clarification,
yes,
when I go on, well, first of all, if I do it online, what information do I have to reference in order for this to be to show that I've satisfied this 181 amount?
You're going to have to call a clerk to get that information because I'd never handle the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is what a judge should do, is never handle the money. Let me give you the phone number, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
254-298-5687.
That was 254-298-5687.
254-298-5687.
Okay, ma'am. And that 181, like you said, satisfies everything, and the warrant itself is rescinded, correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. Do I get a letter stating that it's rescinded, or how does that work?
They can email that to you. It won't say rescinded. It'll just show a zero balance, which would mean there's no way to do a warrant. But when you call them, ask them to send you the final balance sheet.
The final balance sheet. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Be safe. Stay healthy.
Bye. For all of us. Okay, Ms. Warren, that person somehow, I think they disconnected and she's now wanting back in. So let's start up again, get her on back in, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Okay, there she is. Hi, Ms. Noble. Ms. Noble?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, hi. I'm going to go ahead and send you that invitation again, right? Is that what we're doing this morning?
Yes.
It happened so quick, I figured I knew what happened. Okay, there we go. Okay, just accept that invitation and you'll have a conversation with the prosecutor without me present, because that's what the law says, okay? Yes, absolutely. Mr. Gomez?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi. So we did
Hello.
get your balance, you did get your balance down to 281, and that's ready to go now. Are you gonna call the clerk and do payment?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have that phone number?
No, I do not. May I get it again, please?
254, it's online as well, but 298
254-298.
5687.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. You have a good day.
You too. Okay. This riddle is resolved. Ms. Vika, if you can try to unmute, we can move forward.
Hi, I'm here.
Yes, hi. Okay, we had extended you to get your license, insurance, and to sign up for driver safety with court costs of $144. And we extended to the 14th. And then I guess you needed another extension.
Yes.
So how quickly can we do this?
The only thing is after the accident. So last time we spoke, you asked me for the insurance or proof of insurance on the vehicle,
Well,
and
it's-
the car.
What I'm asking is that the driver safety course option requires that by law.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, the driver safety course option, it's a legal requirement that you provide current insurance the date that you sign up for the course. So.
Oh, okay. Well, because of everything that's happened in the last month for me, I lost my job, so I'm not able to pay that. So I'm waiting, actually. I'm trying to get a home health care job, and it's through Medicaid, but they have two different options. So when they call me back, it should be this week. I would be able to let you know when I can start and when I'll be getting paid.
I can give you 30 days, and then we have
Okay.
to decide whether this is just not the best option.
That should be plenty of time. Thank you.
So I'm giving you an extension, but you have to sign for it for the 21st of September. And so should I email that to you, or do we have your email, or can you come by and just sign off?
You guys do have my email, yes.
Okay, let me just double check the email. And it's a Gmail account about It's Me, Ocean Marie. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll print it and sign it and email it back to us?
Can I just come up there and sign it when my friend gets home from work, because I'm staying at their house? Would they be able to take me up there?
Of course.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'll be there probably within the next before 2 o'clock.
Perfect. That works great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And so, Mr. Wernley,
Yes.
hello. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna, let me pull your file up. And you have requested a $25 a month payment plan, and I can grant that. You didn't list any bills, so I think that you could definitely do that or more. Can we start that today?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Why don't you come by and sign for that and do that payment at the clerk's desk?
Okay.
Okay. When can we wait for you to come in?
Yeah, within the next hour.
Okay, that'll work very well. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wormley.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I did receive your paperwork and the plea of guilty. And then you had listed that you have either you or you and your spouse are working, but that you aren't paid. So I need help understanding that. Do you have income?
Yes, ma'am. I was on unemployment, but I don't have unemployment right now. I'm just doing some volunteer work till another job come through right now.
Okay. And your spouse also?
Well, she's the owner of this daycare, and I'm not part owner, so we make it just enough to pay bills.
Okay. And y'all have 4 young children in the home. It's a lot
But
of
not young. My oldest is 17, the other one's 15, and a 13 and a 12.
Yeah, that is still young, quite young. Okay, I can order community service. It can't be at the daycare, but it can be at a nonprofit.
Yes, ma'am. We have a nonprofit, but I won't do it here.
Oh, you can't supervise yourself. And
Okay.
the owner of the nonprofit has to be signing off on it from legal perspective, but it's 17 hours. I'm going to give you 30 days. And it can be in a nonprofit.
Okay.
But it can't be supervised by a family member.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just making some notes. So I guess my next question is, I do need a single signature on one page. If I email that to you, can you email it back to us?
Yes, ma'am. I can do that, or I'll come by.
Which is going to work best for you?
You can email it.
Okay, we're going to email it. If that doesn't work, you can always bring it in or come by.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do I need to come by and pick up the paperwork?
Well, no, we can email it to you.
Okay.
There's one signature on a waiver form because the city of Temple is one of the providers on the list. And if you look, there's a list of instructions, and once you read it through, it should be pretty self-explanatory. And you just sign off on that waiver and then get it turned in on time. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
You can call a clerk or email us. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Williams? I believe I have you on the iPhone. Can you go ahead and go visual for us?
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you today?
Got your video. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm sorry. I didn't know you asked me to do the video.
It's okay. You're doing just fine. People are shy about it, but it just makes communication that much better. I had a question. I'm reviewing your file yesterday. I noticed that you had a need to change your address on your
Yes,
license. Yeah.
yes, ma'am. I wasn't even aware of the address that's on my thing. It is my house too. It's we have two houses.
Right. Texas law says you live in one, even if that doesn't feel true. So which is the one on your license? Is that a place where you would receive like a really important letter?
Yes, I do. My mail does come to that address.
Okay. All right. And you have access to that now?
Yes, because I just got my own apartment, so I have another address now because I just moved out.
You're gonna need to change that address.
Okay.
How long ago did you move?
I don't even think I haven't been there for a month. I've been there for like 3 months. I mean, 3 weeks. I'm sorry.
Okay, you've got 30 days from the time that it changes. But I think at the time of the stop, I'll accept the license we have on file.
Okay.
And no fee and allow that case to be dismissed. Because yesterday I checked and she was on time. I was kind of confused about where the mix-up was. And then on the stop sign charge, you pled no contest.
No, I pled guilty.
Okay. And I can do community service or I can look at low payments. Which is going to work the best for you?
You said we could do community service or?
Yes, you're qualified to do community service.
And what was the other one?
Or if you had requested $50 a month, I can do that.
Okay, how much is it that I would have to be paying altogether?
The case is getting dismissed. So that brings you down to $234. There's a one-time fee of $15. So $249, I believe.
So I would just have to pay $241?
$249.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do the $50 a month.
Okay, can you do a payment today?
Today, I actually have a lot of stuff that I have to pay tomorrow.
Okay, so what's a good date for you to make payment?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
When do you get paid?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, you're low. I'm on the 10th and the 25th.
Okay, can we start on the 25th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I need your signature today. Can you come by?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, come on by, sign off for that, and then they'll explain to you how to do that.
Okay.
Okay, we'll have it at the front desk.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Just the one because the other one is not going to be substantial enough. Okay, Ms. Warren, I know you were visiting, and I'm sorry, I believe with Ms. Noble.
Yes.
Victoria Noble, and I believe she's back in the meeting.
Yes.
And so where are we?
So, Your Honor, Ms. Noble has several citations, though I only had one on my docket. I went ahead and settled all those cases with her as follows.
Some have pleas on them. So there were 3 remaining, 2 no license and 1 speeding.
Yes.
Okay.
And she, yes. And so she has agreed that she's going to enter a no contest plea on all of those.
Okay.
And so I am going, and she did show a valid eligible license.
Okay.
I'm going to dismiss the 2131811.
Okay.
And she is going to pay the 2132081.
Sorry. What do we have a date of offense?
Let me click into that one. Yes, the date of offense is June 23rd, 2021.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then on the speeding, I did offer a deferred.
Okay.
No class. And she did state she already had a payment plan and she can continue on that payment plan.
Okay. Real quickly, because the payment plan, I need to check it. I don't know that it's gonna work into the deferred. She's under 25. And so the course, unless you're expressly waiving it, is by law. It's your request to waive that course?
Well, she's actually taking it in another case. And I didn't know if that could count for that.
We can double that one. down.
Yes. So when she turns in that one, it can count for that deferred is what I was thinking.
Okay, so no additional class.
Yes, correct.
Cert copy. So she's got to get that one done, and that's critical. So that makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay. Let me just check on Ms. Noble. Do we have a payment plan? I know it's on time, but what is the amount? Ms. Noble, I'm just collecting a little information. Ms. Warren, are you going to send that dismissal over?
Yes, I will send all those dismissals shortly.
Right. Okay. We won't be able to do the deferred within that payment plan. Let me look and see. I've got her income information. Let me work on that. This one. This one. This is Ms. Williams. And then Ms. Noble. Ms. Noble, are you still at McLean's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
They pay y'all, do they pay every 2 weeks there?
Yes.
Okay. It was a not guilty, so I don't always look at those ahead of time. Just give me a moment, Ms. Noble, and let me make sure I'm reading this right. Okay. In the deferred option that the prosecutor has made available, you get a dismissal, but it's on a quick timetable. So I can't really add it to your payment plan. I can break it into 2 payments. It's $254. And if I break that into 2 payments, we would do, $127 and $127. She's also graciously waived an additional class, so you're not going to need to do that. But I need you to give me 2 dates, but on both dates you would pay the $127. Can you look at your calendar and let me know when that would be? And I'll give you a moment.
Are you asking me when? Are you asking me like when can I pay the 127?
Yes.
I could pay it on Friday.
Okay. So this Friday, which is the 20th, okay? And then when can you make the final payment of 127?
The next pay date.
Okay, and so that's 2 weeks later?
Yes.
Okay, and so that would be the 3rd of September.
Yes.
Okay, and so we're going to email the information to you. Now, the one driver's license charge is just going to add to your payment plan. So we'll need your signature on that new. It doesn't make it more payment, it makes it a longer payout. And then on the moving violation, the speeding, there's a deferred disposition with those 2 payments of 127. And when you turn in your class that you're already doing on your other charge, October 26th, we'll count that as your class.
Okay.
So that's the due date for that one. So I'm going to email you 2 main documents. One is a new payment plan. I need your signature on that one. And the other is your deferred disposition, which will list the 3 things that you're doing, namely turning in your class on time for your other case and those 2 payments. I'll need a signature on that. Can I email that to you, or are you gonna come by and do it?
I could come and do it. Is there, I could go by there before 4, right?
Yes. We'll have everything at the front desk for you.
Can you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
We'll have everything at the front desk for you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ms. Warren, thank you for your time today. Sorry, you're muted.
Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. All righty.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Clerk says bye.